All right. So thank you, Larese, for that great introduction, man. Y'all give it up
Wait a
to
minute.
Larese Purnell and Shar and his entire staff, for putting this event on. And we're about to get into this, man. The brand that I'm doing this or producing this particular segment under is called Amplified Intelligence, because that's what AI does. AI will actually amplify your intelligence. So what I would like for you to do to start out, I want you to scan this QR code because throughout this entire presentation, I have intertwined all forms of AI. So I just want to kind of give you a taste, if you will, a sample of different AI tools that I'm incorporating in here. So what this is my 1-800 number. So you scan this QR code and my AI chatbot is going to communicate with you. It's going to get your phone number. It's going to get your email, and then it's going to give you a free gift at the end. And for you procrastinators, if you scan it and text AI to that number, and then you don't do anything, then it's going to be like, hey, why didn't you fill this out? But it's pretty fun, though. I want you to experience it throughout the journey. But it's one of the AI tools that I've incorporated in my workflow. Now, what if I told you millions of entrepreneurs are using AI to reduce liabilities and to streamline workflow? Because that's what we're doing today. We're going to share different systems on how to streamline your workflow as well as to make more money, because that's what it's about. At the end of the day, we have to create what's called AI agents so that we can streamline our workflow and really get into making more money and scaling our business. So this is our agenda for this evening. So I'm going to start with a brief introduction of myself. I'm going to define artificial intelligence because oftentimes when I'm presenting classes and when I'm talking to people about AI, people don't really understand what AI is, or they don't have a clear definition. So I was listening to this young lady who worked at Google, and she gave one of the simplest definitions for what AI is. So we're going to do that. We're going to write some prompts, because prompts at the end of the day is really the oil that fuels the machine of AI. And then, of course, we're going to customize ChatGPT 4.0. Now, there's a difference between just regular ChatGPT and ChatGPT 4.0. But we're going to show you an exercise and show you a little bit how to customize it. And then after that, you should have some questions, because this information is it's rather exciting, and it's mind-boggling once you really dive into the world and the universe of AI. So again, my name is Dr. Ric Mathis. I'm a film producer from the west side of Atlanta. As you can see, my skyline in the background. And so I'm from the west side of Atlanta. So for my bougie people, that's Cascade Road. For my educated gangsters, that's Adamsville. And for my freedom fighters, that's West End. As Abraham Lincoln once said, all that I am and all that I ever will become, I owe to my mother. So in the spirit of Miss Gwendolyn Lewis, I say Ashe, and may the Gwen Lewis Foundation live forever. Mom, I love you. So let me tell you a little bit about who Ric Mathis is. And as I stated earlier, these are some of the awards and some of my credentials. And I don't show this to brag, but I just like people to kind of know my journey and know, what I've experienced and what I've had, the things that I've had the opportunity to accomplish. So as you can see, we have a proclamation from the city of Atlanta. So that means I have my day, November the 1st, actually was the first year of my day, Ric Mathis Day. I have a proclamation, distinguished visitor from Miami, as well as 2 Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards. And this is actually the graduation that was held in St. Louis. So what this is down here, where it says, who is Dr. Ric Mathis? It's actually an AI tool that I use to create a podcast of me. So there's an AI tool that you can use that will actually create, it'll take all of your notes, it'll take your bio, it'll take your resume, and it'll create a podcast. So what I want to do is share a little bit of this podcast with you, if you will. Let me go back. Uh, Share a little bit of this podcast. So it's an audio podcast that's produced utilizing AI. So rather than sending, we're in the age now, and we're almost in 2025. Wow, I feel like I'm old. But we're in the age now where you no longer have to send a paper bio like we did back in the day. So what I'm going to do is share a little bit of this. So instead, imagine if, you have a new client or a potential client that says, "Hey, what's your background? What have you done? Like, what's your accomplishments? Like, why should I do business with you?" In other words, and you just send them this, and I'm only going to play about 60 seconds of it. But this is a 9-minute piece.
All right, so buckle up because today we are diving headfirst into the world of Dr. Ric Mathis.
Oh, this is going to be good.
This is a filmmaker who honestly makes the term multi talented feel, well, a little underwhelming.
A little bit, yeah.
We are talking two-time Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award winner, FAA certified drone pilot. This guy's got some serious range.
Yeah, no kidding. And you know what's really striking to me is how his background, like all those different pieces, they kind of come together to shape his whole approach to filmmaking. You don't often find someone who's equally at ease with the like super technical side of things, the drones and all that,
Right.
but then can also, bring that artistry that earns those presidential accolades.
Yeah.
That's a unique combination.
It's not just like, oh, I'm good with the camera. It's like, I can tell a story with a purpose, which, by the way, is their company tagline, storytelling with purpose.
It's not just about making a cool video.
No, no, no.
It's about having something to say.
Exactly. So it's more than just, pretty pictures or fancy equipment.
All right. So let me go back. So what do y'all think about that? Like, I need y'all in the chat to share that. Share your comments on that. I know when I first heard it, one of my business partners who's on the line now with us, Lex, he actually introduced me to it, and I was like, wow, okay, that's mind blowing. So he did this presentation at this event here we do this called The Future of Storytelling that we produce. It's a monthly event that we produce in Atlanta because we're in the age of storytelling. And the person that can tell the greatest story is the person that's going to win. Now, when it comes to storytelling and winning, most people are saying, AI is going to take my job, but it's actually the World Economic Forum actually predicted that by 2025, 97 million jobs will be created because of AI. Now, I like to focus on that because oftentimes you hear a lot of people say, well, you know, AI is going to take my jobs, jobs will be deleted. And there will be jobs that are deleted. 85 million is projected to be deleted, but I like to stick to the positive and say 97 million jobs will be created because of AI. Now, oftentimes people say, well, if it's going to be, it's going to take my job, but I'm here to tell you that AI is not going to take your job. It's the people that are using AI that's going to take your job. So I want you to write this particular diagram down. This is what's called MAD. It's called Machine Learning, Artificial Intelligence and Data Landscape. And they started producing these back in 2012. And what it is all the corporations that are actually using AI. And it actually segments it and breaks it down so you can see all of the major corporations that are using AI, and you can actually target some of these businesses to become your clients. So I just wanted to share that with you a little bit, but I go deeper into it. But today we're just giving a quick overview of some of these things. So again, AI is not replacing people's jobs. It's the people that are using AI that's replacing people not using AI. So you want to become a person that's using AI and incorporate it in your business to automate things and to create a streamline or a workflow. So now, back in 1982, there was a gentleman by the name of John Froelich, and he invented the John Deere tractor, right? So it took people from using a mule to ply the field to utilizing a tractor to try it to ply the field. So during this particular time back in 1892, most of the people that were working were farmers. You know what I'm saying? So they were working the land, but they were using mules. So we're at that time now with AI where there's a shift happening, and there's the workflow, the way we do things is drastically being disrupted. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really look at it as, wow, okay, things are being disrupted, but how do I get into the flow? And the way you get into the flow of that is first by understanding the term artificial intelligence. And what is artificial intelligence? Artificial intelligence simply is teaching machines how to think and act like a human. That's all it is. It's teaching a machine or teaching machines how to think and act like humans. That's all artificial intelligence is. So you might want to grab a pen and write that down as well, because that's a real simple definition for artificial intelligence as we delve into this particular world or universe. So really delving into artificial intelligence, I want you to think about different AI tools and the process of utilizing these AI tools. So AI tools, or choosing an AI tool, is a lot like picking out a vehicle. There are tons of options. There are all kind of vehicles. There are Mercedes, there's BMW, there's Jaguar, there's Toyota. You know what I'm saying? There are tons of options, and each have different features, speeds, level of comfort. And just like, finding the right car, selecting the right AI tool requires a bit of soul searching to understand your needs, your budget, your destination, how it's going to be used. If a soccer mom is looking for a vehicle, she's not going to pick a sports car. She's going to more than likely pick a SUV or a minivan. You know what I'm saying? If, you have a car service, you're not gonna pick, a Toyota Civic, if you're doing luxury car service here in Atlanta. More than likely you're gonna pick a limousine. So that's how I want you to kind of think about, when it comes to picking or choosing the right AI tool. That's what I want you to think about. Because this right here, the artificial intelligence, has different spheres. So you have artificial intelligence. And write this down. Grab a pen and write this down. You have artificial intelligence, you have machine learning, you have neural networks, you have deep learning, and then you have generative AI. So those are kind of the spheres when it comes to artificial intelligence and the umbrella in which it sits under. So you look at machine learning. Machine learning basically is teaching an algorithm to complete a task by giving it examples. A neural network is teaching a machine learning technique that uses a network of interconnected nodes or artificial neurons to process data in a way that mimics the human brain. And think about this right here. Everything, artificial intelligence, is made in the reflection of you. So you got to think of it in a way where artificial intelligence is just a reflection of me and who I am. The other definitions, deep learning basically is training algorithms in a way that mimics the way neurons fire in the human brain, because everything is based on us again. Generative AI is teaching machines how to think and act like the human's imagination. Now, that's a key part right there, the human's imagination. Because in order to be successful and in order to win in this AI universe, you really got to play into the world of your imagination. So we're going to do this quick exercise, right? So I want you to sit up in your chair, feel good and proud about yourself, and I want you to repeat after me. I want you to say, I am the dopest person that I know, and say it out loud and feel it on the count of 3. All right? 1, 2, 3. I am the dopest person that I know. Y'all feel that? Feels good, right? It's an energy rush. Now I want you to say the same thing, but this time I don't want you to open your mouth. I want you to say it in your mind on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. So now, who was speaking? Who was listening? It was all in the world of imagination. It was your imagination that was speaking. It was your imagination that was listening. And that's the world that you have to play in order to be successful and really expand, you know what I'm saying, in the world of imagination, right? So therefore, play in that world of imagination, right? And imagine that you're driving a car, right? And in this journey, writing prompts play a critical role to helping you stay on track, keeping your engine running smoothly, and making sure you never run out of the energy to keep going. You know what I'm saying? So prompts are very important when it comes to utilizing these AI tools. Like, you really gotta go into the world of imagination. It's almost like having a magic genie. And when you rub that magic genie, you have to tell it exactly what you want it to do. Because if you don't tell it exactly what you want it to do, then it's not gonna know what to do. It's just gonna be like, okay, you said do this, you said do that. You know what I mean? So in that car, you want to think about your imagination as your car's dashboard. So it's filled with various icons and indicators, and each are essential to understanding the vehicle's status and performance. So in a similar way, AI systems have components that help us monitor, access, and guide their function. So again, if you're a soccer mom and you have that minivan, then you got to put in, if the kids are going out of town, you got to put in that GPS. Okay, we got to go from Atlanta to Nashville, Tennessee. What's the quickest way to go there? How can I avoid traffic? What gas stations are on the way so we can refuel? So that's how you have to kind of think about, AI in terms of a dashboard that you have to have that's really going to give you indicators. So like, the dashboard, it has, the check engine light, the oil, the battery symbol. It has all of those. And all of these, are important car dashboard warning lights. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to guide you on this journey. And that's the same way, your GPS will when it comes to utilizing AI. So with warning lights, a warning light signal potential issues. In AI, the prompts can serve as a error checking signal. For example, if the prompt is vague or too broad, the AI might produce an unrelated or incomplete answer. It might say, hey, I can't answer that, or something like that. So the dashboards alert you to, adjusting something for a smoother operation. So imagine, the illustration of a car where, the engine is visible beneath the hood, because, you have all of these choices when it comes to a car. That's the same way AI tools are. You have a lot of choices, but what I suggest is that you start with 3 to 5 tools, and you look at your indicators or your engine icons to understand how to use those tools. You know what I'm saying? You might not know what's going on with the engine of the car. Like if I told you go change the oil, you don't know how to do that. But you can get in the car, you can put it in drive, you can put it in reverse, and you can look at the dashboards, and those indicators are going to tell you when something is wrong. So AI is just like that. These algorithms, they analyze data, they generate insight, and they fuel your business decisions, even though you rarely see them in action, but all of this is happening, behind the scenes. So that's what you want to think about when it comes to AI. Prompts, as your prompts are like speedometers. So when you're looking at how to write a prompt, and we're going to get into writing some prompts, I just kind of want to lay the foundation for you, so you can understand some terms, you could get definitions, and you can really see the scope of AI and what it has to offer. So your speedometer shows how fast you're going, and prompts can set the speed for AI responses. For example, a short, direct prompt may lead to a quick, concise response, while a detailed prompt may produce a longer, more comprehensive answer. The prompt essentially sets the pace for how much or how deep or speed, how your depth or speed is needed in an answer. You know what I'm saying? So you want to think about that, your speedometer as your prompt as well, because just like in the GPS system in your car, writing prompts help guide you. They give you a direction or a path to follow, suggesting possible turns if you're not sure where to go. So you want to think about these prompts as your GPS, which calibrates you and help you to avoid dead ends, stay in a clear path, towards a real structured narrative. Now, Chat GPT, I call this the gateway drug. You know what I'm saying? Most people are using Chat GPT. So what I want to do is I want to share, and let me see how much time we got. Okay, we're right at, we've used about 25 minutes. We got about 20 minutes left. So most people just go in and they put some words in Chat GPT and say, give me this, and then spit out, whatever, a few things. But I want to share with you today some other ways that you can use Chat GPT. And really, you can use it by speaking to it, but speaking to it in a way where I've structured prompts and I know which things to ask in terms of the prompts, and then it gives me information. So basically, what I'm going to do is do we have in the chat, Shar, where we could, like, a person can put an idea for a business? Can we put that in the chat? Like, if you have an idea for a business, or can you ask, someone to suggest? Because I don't want y'all to think that this is made up. I want you to see this in real time, and I want you to experience Chat GPT as a customized Chat GPT, not just, utilizing it without it being custom. And I want you, to hear it. We're not going to type anything. We're just going to speak to it. So is there, let me see. Can we put just a quick business idea in the chat, Shar, something that we can come up, and I have the chat on the screen here, so we can do it.
Did you get it?
I don't. Okay, let me go down. Let's see. Oh, okay, a medical academy. Wow. Okay, Larese, that's a good one. I wouldn't even thought about that. Okay, so we're going to start a medical academy. So let's do that. We're going to go into Chat GPT on my phone here, and we're going to start. All right, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, Dr. Mathis. How about yourself?
Can y'all hear that?
Yes.
Okay. All right, man, this is the best day of my life.
That's fantastic, Dr. Mathis. What makes today the best day of your life?
Man, I woke up today,
Absolutely. Waking up is a blessing in itself. Perfect reason to celebrate the day.
Awesome, awesome. So we want to start a medical.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Rick, I want you to make him talk with a little Atlanta swag.
Oh, okay. So we want to give him some, we want to give him some of that
We tested it out.
ATL flavor. So they're asking for the ATL flavor. So give me your ATL West Side Atlanta dialect. Can you do that for me?
All right, Dr. Mathis, I'm going to hit you with that ATL flavor. We'll be chopping it up about today.
That's what's up. Let's go, baby. Let's get this money. You know what I'm saying, Shawty?
Yes, sir. I feel you. Let's get it, Shouty. What we working on today to secure that bag?
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start a medical academy. So give me 3 points or 3 things that I need to work on or look into to start this medical academy in Atlanta. And of course, it's gonna be on the west side of Atlanta.
All right, Dr. Mathis, let's get into it. First, you got to look at accreditation. Make sure your academy meets all the requirements to get certified so your students can get their credentials recognized. Second, get the right staff on board. Experienced instructors who know their stuff and can connect with the community. Lastly, lock down some solid partnerships with local hospitals or clinics for internships and job placements for your students. That West Side connection gonna make it pop.
Good. Okay. So who should I reach out for? Like what influencers, what people that are already in the medical industry in Atlanta? Give me some names, some people that I can hit up on the phone so we can really get this thing popping, man.
For real impact, consider connecting with key figures in Atlanta's medical scene. Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice at Morehouse School of Medicine is a full ally. Also, Dr. Sandra Ford, who has experience in public health leadership, could offer valuable insights. Lastly, reaching out to Dr. Patrice Harris, former president. My bad, Dr. Mathis. Let's get back to it. You should check in with. Sorry about that. To get your academy popping, reach out to Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice at Morehouse School of Medicine.
Okay,
Dr.
we got that. Now, what should be our messaging? What's a good tagline or a good message to start promoting in Atlanta?
All right. For your medical academy on the West Side, a strong tagline could be healing the community, one future at a time. It speaks to building a healthier future for Atlanta through education and community care. How's that sound?
Man, I love that, man. So we're gonna get back to teaching this class. So I'm gonna holler at you in a minute. All right, Shawty? Give me some of that West Side serve. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, then, Shawty, know what I'm talking about?
I got you, Shouty. All right, then, Shouty. You know what it is. Catch you on the flip side.
Oh,
Everybody is speechless right now, Dr.
I
Matt.
know, right? So we're gonna give them a minute. We're gonna get them because when I first heard it, I was like, whoa, hold on, what? So here's the thing, like AI is totally revolutionizing everything, every industry. We're going from utilizing the ox or the mule to plow the field to having a John Deere tractor to plow the field. So therefore, there's a pivot that's happening, and you have to pivot as well in order to forecast and know what problem needs to be solved. Because as you all know, you all are business people, you all are entrepreneurs. We're in the problem solving business. So we need to know what problem needs to be solved and how do we solve that problem. So now what we're going to look at is we're going to look at prompts. And I'm just going to go over a few things because there's a formula in how you ask ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, any of these particular AI tools for what information you want. So one example is one that's called tag. And tag basically is task, action, and goal. So with task, you want to really evaluate the performance of the team. So you want to act as a direct manager or assets and strengths and weakness of team members. You know what I'm saying? So that's the act. And then the goal is to improve the team performance so that the average user satisfaction score moves from 6 to 6.7. That's just a simple one, something, that you can write. You know what I mean? So you have to, when you're writing your prompt, you have to basically give it a persona, a character. and once you give it that character, so for example, you can say, act as a financial executive and give me, the forecast for the future of, what stocks to invest in, something simple like that. And we'll actually get into it, but I'm just kind of giving you, some simple pieces to delve into, because there's several prompt formulas. You have RTF, which is role, task, and format, where you give it, the role. So on here, this was a Facebook ad marketer. So you were acting as a Facebook ad marketer. Because again, we have everything at our fingertips. We're in the age of information, the age of Aquarius, the age of I know. You know what I'm saying? So knowledge, information is at our fingertips. There's no reason for you not to know anything that you need to know right now. So if you give it the persona of the role of a Facebook ad marketer, and you say, hey, design a compelling Facebook ad campaign to promote a new line of fitness apparel for a sports brand. That's the task that you're giving it. And then you're creating a storyboard outline, to sequence the ad creatives, including copy, visuals, and targeting strategy. You know what I mean? So think about this right here. As I stated earlier, you want to create a workflow and you want to save money. So one example that I share with people is, if you're in business right now and you're paying people to write copy, you're paying people to write information for your website, you're paying for an editor, you're paying for graphics, you're paying for video production. If you're allowing 5 hours for your one of your people, the people that's working with you to do that. So if you're giving them 5 hours, you're paying for 5 hours, go ahead and cut that in half. So if you're paying 5 hours for the editor, if you're paying, allotting 5 hours for graphic design, for video production, cut it in half and say, you know what, we're going to pay for 2 hours, because if you're not using AI to write this, then you should be. And if you are using AI to write this, then guess what? You're just overcharging me, where it's taking an hour, 2 hours to do it, but you're charging me five hours, So there was a guy that has a real estate company, and for a whole year, he went down the rabbit hole of, how do I learn AI to create a system? Because what AI does is, AI works like you, and the automation works for you. So AI thinks like you, and once you make it automated, it works for you. So that's what you want to do. You want to use AI and you want to have it become automated. Just like with the QR code that you have. I'm teaching a class, and that AI agent is actually talking to you. It's collecting your email. It has your phone number. And if you don't respond in a timely manner, it's going to say, hey, you didn't respond to this. What's going on? Did you forget about me? So it's actually working for me. So, and you do that by setting up, your prompts. You do that by setting up your prompts here. So let me go back. I kind of got ahead of myself. This one here. So those are different examples of prompts, and I'm kind of going, a little fast because I know I only have a few more minutes. But this here is actually, take out my glasses. It's actually a cheat sheet that I will send to you all on how to build a prompt and how to do what's called chain prompting, how to build a chain prompt. Because once you get a prompt, sometimes it's not the right, or it's not exactly what you want. So you have to go back through it and you have to revise it. And then you have to spit it back at Chat GPT if you're using Chat GPT or Claude or Gemini. But what I do is I bounce it off different ones. So I might put it in Copilot. I might put, the prompt or the information that I got from Copilot. I might put it in Claude or I might put it in Gemini just to see what they're going to say. So it gives different answers and different perspectives because each one is built off of data, so Gemini uses its data or gets its data, from Google. Copilot gets its data from Microsoft because data is now the new oil. It's the new gold, data. That's what you want to focus on because with data, you can project, what your client likes, what your client doesn't like, and then you can forecast and actually know which product is selling better and which product isn't selling better. So with that, you look at some of the prompts here. You have prompts for marketers. You have prompts for coding. You have prompts for sales. And sales, I know, really is the lifeline of the business. So one of the examples of how you would prompt with sales, you may say, generate 10 ways to generate leads for, and you put the product description. So whatever your product description is, you put that in there, and then you would tell it, create a personalized sales email for potential consumers, and you'll include the topic, the brand name, the promo it offers, etc. And then you'll write a sales landing page description for your product. Next, you generate 5 personas I should include in my outreach for whatever X is, whatever X represents. And then you would generate a script to use when cold calling as well. So that goes back to now you don't need someone to write copy. Now you don't need someone to write a manual for your business, like if you have new hires. One of the things, like I used, like I created the my bio. One of the things that I've had clients do is I've shown them how to write their company overview, how to write training manuals, all of that. So now all the client or all you have to do as a business owner is have your new hire sit down, listen to this, because what I do as well is I add visuals to that podcast, because videos, if you have a product or a service, video is the number one way to sell that product or service. So if you're not creating videos, either to put them on Instagram, either to explain your product, to sell your product, or to train somebody how to sell your product, then you're hustling backwards. You know what I'm saying? So you have to really delve into the world of video. And you can do that, through AI. You can write a prompt that'll go from text to video that will create a 60-second commercial for you, that will create an explanatory, a video that explains, your business. So that's where AI is, man. I'm telling you, we are in a very exciting and amazing time right now. So it's all you can set up prompts with customer service. You can do general prompts. I have the 10 best prompting tools down here. And I also sell prompts. I have a whole database. I can go in and show you that I have a whole database that I put together of different prompts, depending on which industry you're in. So prompts is the magic. It's the oil that keeps the engine running smoothly in the car. So I want to get some feedback, and I want to, give you all a chance to ask a few questions. I think I have about 10 minutes, Shar?
We're going to take 3 questions. 3 questions,
Okay.
Ric. 3
Okay.
questions.
All right.
He's Mike.
Hello, Dr. Matthews.
Mathis.
Mathis, I'm sorry. Question
You can
is,
call me Dr. Mathis all the time, Dr. Matthews all the time.
yeah, I know, they'll say that too. Okay, my question is, if you use ChatGPT for your business, is it smart to use it for the same, to use it for different businesses and different things, or should you mind kind of like, because you know you said to basically make it work for you, should you like just use it for one thing and then try to like create another different ChatGPT and use that for something else? Or you can use ChatGPT for everything.
Well,
Right.
yeah, I call ChatGPT the gateway drug because it has other AI tools integrated in it. It has Dolly integrated. It has so many other tools that are plugins that can be integrated in it, and you can really automate your whole process and go in the back end of ChatGPT and tell it exactly what you want it to do. If you wanted to send an email, if you wanted to send something to Google Docs, then it can do that. So I would say start with ChatGPT. That's kind of the gateway drug. But I'm gonna give you a freebie. There's a website called Futurepedia, and write this down: Futurepedia. And what Futurepedia is, it's an AI source of AI tools. So basically, you would go to Futurepedia, and if you're looking for an AI tool for marketing, if you're looking for an AI tool for writing, then you would go to Futurepedia, type it in the search engine, and it'll bring up, you know, a lot of different AI tools. Now, I also have a tool sheet an AI tool sheet that will tell you the name of the AI tool, the function of it, and then there's a clickable link. So it's an Excel spreadsheet that I have that'll show you like the top AI tools that people are using in their industry. One of the tools that's used is Pecan. Like Pecan is PECAN is one of the tools that's being used as well in business. But I would say start at ChatGPT. Les Brown, my mentor, my spiritual dad, say people remember things in 3s and 5s. So start with 3 to 5 AI tools that you can use or start using and incorporate those in your business. But the thing is, you have to find your niche. Like me as a filmmaker, I could tell you all sorts of AI tools that I use for filmmaking. That's my niche. And that's really what I use it for. But I also use it to create a workflow in business, to create a workflow when I'm doing production. So that's what I would say. Just start with ChatGPT.
Hi, Dr. Mathis. So my question was, you had the podcast platform.
Say that again. Now
What was the name of that program that you used to make the podcast?
So that's Notebook LM. Notebook LM is also under the umbrella of Google. So that's why I shared that mad landscape, because it shows you who's doing what in the AI world. Like I know it looked like a lot of jibber jabber, but in your spare time, when I look at it at night, because that's when my mind is most calm, you can really absorb, just kind of look at a few of those different sections, because, you know, your mind is racing, your thoughts are going fast, but when it kind of calms down at night or when you first wake up in the morning, it's good to look at those tools or those companies, I mean.
So, Rick, I want to thank you for coming on all the way from the ATL. Give it up for Rick, Dr. Mathis.
Thank you, thank you. And follow me at Ric Mathis on all platforms here, at Ric Mathis without the K.
Bao and Dr. Ric Mathis. And Rick will be up here for the November 30th. And we'll be doing some sessions during that day at the Great Lakes Science Center. So yeah, it's gonna be a day of empowerment, but also a day of education, guys. No, I can't do nothing like that if I don't have no education. So Rick, brother, I'll hit you later.
Thank you.
So I appreciate you, man. Okay, thank you, Rick.
Thank you.